I grew up. My dad runs a generator here on this place is called Star Lake, in between three communities actually. And Cuba, where I went to high school, is way in those are called Jemez Mountains. Actually called Jemez Mountains, but when we grew up, we called it Cuba Mountain. So
40 miles.
about 40 miles, so we had to catch a bus from here all the way to Cuba. That was the nearest high school back then. Yeah, so I came back out to help my father, and he's got no electricity, so he's running a generator. Here back on the reservation where we reside, and the generator gave out, so I had to help him get a new one. You're what, Dad, on your second generator?
Huh?
You're on your second generator?
Third.
Third?
Well, every year.
But this is what he's running out here to give himself electricity.
3,500.
It's 3,500, which helps keep his food cold and keeps stuff refrigerated that he needs to cook when he's out here. And as you can see, his family's got electricity. He's got his sisters living around him. This is actually
We're on the west side of the Continental Divide too, by the mile.
yeah, the Continental Divide is right over a couple of hills over that way.
Towards the mile. Yeah, probably about 15 miles.
But this is where I grew up, and his mother and actually lived in that house there. And that's where I was raised for a while. And this is where I had to learn my language.
They've had electric since about early 90s.
Yeah. So, but this is a view of where we reside from. My grandma had sheep back in the day, so this is where I helped her with her livestock. I've been all over these hills and herding sheep. Even back in the days, I went hunting with my uncle, a lot of rabbit hunting. Yeah, so not very much out here, it's pretty much nothing, but this is where I was raised and I grew up.
Nice and quiet though.
Yeah. Nice, Eric Williams, welcome in. Yeah, this is where I grew up in. Like I said, I walked all over these hills and stuff like that. As far as you can see, you got people who live way across. That'd be like your nearest neighbor, as you can see there.
Closest neighbor.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to work I just recently got my camera, Tall Diana, welcome in. Thank you also. Yeah, so this used to be a sheep camp back in the days. Sheep camp is what it was. And hey, Eric Williams. It reminds you back back at home. Where are you originally from, Eric Williams? Yeah, but this used to be sheep camp, and my grandma told her youngins to go ahead and live in it if they had to.
And we ended up here.
Yeah, so then my mom and dad, they needed a place to live and stuff like that, so there you go. So yeah, this is reservation life out here. And so then my dad, I remember growing up and riding, and oh yeah, it's pretty hard. It's difficult, like I said, we just barely came from Farmington to go pick up a generator for my father, and the roads are rough. We're in between three communities. I mean
three counties.
Counties, and that makes it hard for the reservation out here to get these counties to help out with the road situation. And this is a '69 coupe hardtop. I remember riding around in this when I was a kid. This was running, but it's a nice car. We want to fix it up and see what we can do and enter car shows and stuff like that. So there's actually a story behind all this Mustang and stuff like that, but I'll inform you guys later. Yeah, it is hard out here, to get around and stuff like that. Like I said, my dad's running on generator, and and it's he's an official for the community here, and he's trying to help out the community. And we still have, as you can see, outhouses here, and no water or plumbing for my father. So then the vehicles, like my vehicle, takes a beating driving these these rough roads that are not paved all the way into these communities here. This is actually called Pueblo Pintado, between Pueblo Pintado and Torreon, Star Lake area. But we have to either go by Star Lake, or if people don't really know the place, we have to actually go by Cuba. It's the closest place that they know. And yeah. Yeah. See, there's my dad. My dad's using a little bit of solar here too, and stuff like that. And
getting by.
Yeah, this used to be this one. T Snudsbons. You been through there, Dad? T Snudsbons? Yeah. I've been past there, but I never really been through there. I know what you guys are talking about. T Snudsbons. It's the way the original way you say it in Navajo is T Snudsbons. How do you pronounce it in Navajo? Is
like a
tree.
Tree, yeah.
That's twisted.
Circular.
It's circular, twisted.
Let's have trees like that.
Good to hear, Gorf Patrol. It's good to hear. I'm glad that you've been on the reservation and seen the reservation a little bit and stuff like that. Like you said, all around the Four Corners. Yeah. But this is where we grew up when we were kids. My father and my mom needed a place to stay, and like I said, this was a sheep camp. Maybe a couple of my father's sisters and a couple of his brothers, I think, lived in this. Hold on, before we did this. Before that, they didn't have this front end, right?
Yeah, the
fence and all this. And my grandma, his mom, told him, if you guys want to live in it, go ahead and start fixing it up. So
plant a tree a little bit.
Yeah, so we had a tree here, but we weren't around. There's no work around here, so we had to go elsewhere sometimes and work in different towns and stuff like that. And we haven't been around for a while. And
tree dried up.
My dad's been here for the last couple of years, and he's been kind of trying to work on the place. And so these are his nephews and his sisters that live around here. And it's about that time to start hauling woods, and I need to invest in a pickup to where I can help my father. And this is our wood pile. As you can see, there's no wood there. Yeah, so this is actually a continental divide. I think this is the backbone of the Rocky Mountains. Oh wow, off Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation, huh? Nice there, Williams. Nice. Yeah, to us it's a normal thing, you know, we see it every day, and if you don't see it every day, I understand, you know, there's other people, it's beautiful to other people and stuff like that, and yeah, it is beautiful, it is, yeah. I grew up around here, and it's nice and quiet, you know, and yeah, so if you want to, this is a place where I come and just to relax and ease the mind, and
get away from city life.
yeah. So this is a, let me show you over this hill. But I'm glad you guys joined in. I appreciate you guys joining in my live, and you know, I thought I just informed my viewers that, you know, where I reside from and where I come from and where I was raised. And I rode horses all around here, and you know, herd cows, and my grandma had, back when I was maybe 8, 9 years old, I can remember my grandma had all the farm animals actually. Ducks, chickens, she even had a few pigs. And she used to send us to the chicken coop in the morning to get fresh eggs and, you know, then fresh goat's milk. Then when it came time for like birthday parties or, you know, special like Christmas, Thanksgiving and all that, she would butcher one of her sheep. Nice, nice, Ghost Patrol. That's nice, 48 states, you got a couple more to go. And this direction I'm showing you guys, that's Sedetosho,
Oh yeah.
Sedetosho Navajo, and it's
get a spring in that area.
yeah, there's water, there's a natural spring out of that mesa over there. That's where my dad's family resides too. His aunt lives there, and they've passed on, and they got natural springs around here. Yes.
Building solar farm.
Yeah. Sorry for the wind, guys. This is getting a little crazy here. And over there's Counselor, another community over. This is north, and this way. There, I showed you earlier. This is where Farmington's in that direction. Easy, and then you got like I said, the Jemez Mountains there. Well, we called it Kibble Mountains. We were growing up, but come to find out, it's really called Jemez Mountains. You got the small town. Spanish town? Mexican town?
Yeah, it's a
Spanish-Mexican town, you know, there. And this goes all the way down to, you can see it down to the tail end of this Jemez Mountains, and that's where Albuquerque is, in that direction. There. If we go up a couple of hills over that direction, you see San Sandia Mountains. Sandia Mountains, and you can see and if you would go to the top of the hill on this, you can see Mount Taylor, Grant. Get my message on. And this direction is Gal will be in that direction, and this is Crown Point, New Mexico, and like you said, East Los Ponce, and you know, the Chisco Mountains will be in that direction. This is actually west, yes. Oh, no problem. You too, for tuning in. You understand Navajo? You speak a little bit of Navajo, I see.
You got a rune right down here too.
Yeah, there's a ruin right over the hill.
Watering hole.
Oh, Nesto, Gorf Patrol, Kehat Nesto. Hadden net, alle Gorf Patrol, Kehat, no. Yeah, my dad is, what's your clan, Dad?
I couldn't. Oh, yeah. I couldn't actually can't honey, but she's chain. Nästa nej, det should she. Can't let she need that should not.
No, pronounce it in English, bro.
That's one hard kind of.
But he's the Mexican clan is what he is.
Spanish Mexican clan.
And this is the road that comes off the main road. What's the main road number?
Highway 9.
Highway 9 and
Crown Point to Cuba, and we're about a mile away from there.
Once this road starts raining, it'll get muddy and it'll be hard to travel on. You know.
Safe spot.
Yeah. So, and this is about a mile and a half to get to the main road, and we had to wake up early in the morning. When I went to Cuba High School, we had to get up here and to get on the bus about a mile and a half to the main highway up this direction, and get on the bus from there, then take the close to hour ride all the way up to Cuba, and that's where yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for joining in and stuff like that. So appreciate it, and I thought I'd just give you guys a little tour for. This is called Star Lake on this reservation. And, yeah. Yeah, you too. Oh, for sure. You too. Yeah. Other than that, I want to let my viewers know also my situation about my criminal trespass and resisting arrest over in Farmington, New Mexico. And this is a Hogan, and if you guys never been inside of a Hogan, it was fixed up back a while ago when my mom and dad first moved in, and you know, just Jimmy Russell, thank you for joining in. But this is I just wanted to inform a lot of my viewers about my court situation when I got charged with criminal trespass and resisting arrest, and appreciate it, Jimmy Russell. You too. Another camera. Thank you for joining in, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is when I first got howdy, you too. Another camera. Akeha for joining in. Akeha means thank you, greetings, good, in Navajo. But this is my first one. I got this is what I was given at the court date, which I appeared, and that was just my first court date, and what I was arranged. My next court date was March against Officer Jonathan Gonzalez. And what he wanted to do right away is he wanted a plea deal. And I turned that down right away. Then they back to court again on May 3rd. And probably. Have you ever heard of that? Puyullup up in
I'm not too sure. I probably had to
Indian Reservation, Washington State.
Oh man, way up there, huh?
Yeah, but this is
There's so many Indians up there.
This May 3rd. This is when I went back to court. Actually, it was over the phone, and my public attorney tried to ask for he asked for the Jonathan Gonzalez and Deputy D. Smith for their body cameras, and they said they would give it right over. And to this day, there's nothing. They haven't given anything up. Then May 12th, same thing. He kept on. How about Shalish tribe, Dad? Shalish,
Huh?
Shalish tribe. You never really heard of them?
Who?
Shalish tribe.
Oh man, there's so many.
You gotta look into that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the info. Thanks for the info. I'm gonna look into these tribes that you're talking about, and it's way back. That's East Washington State. You know Washington State? No, I'm up.
West.
Yeah, west.
Yeah. Man, there's so many Indians out there.
Tacoma. Right on, Eric Williams.
Oh my man,
So this is
they said it was
my next court date was May 12th, and still my public defender was trying to ask them to give up their body cameras and then bring witnesses, all the witnesses that were there. Then all of a sudden, I got a letter in the mail saying it was dismissed. And this is the information on. Thanks, Jimmy Russell. I'll look into that, and I'll look into that. And this is but this is what they, without prejudice, the complaint may be refiled, and if the complaint is refiled, the defendant shall promptly respond. Further communication from the court, and that's when after they dismissed it. But then I was summoned back on, what does it say here? What date? Maybe a week after it was they dismissed my criminal complaint. They gave me this summons to come back to court again. So that's when I went back to court again on June 28th. And still the same thing. I guess my public attorney said that he never gave up his, they're not giving up nothing or anything, like their body cameras and even the witnesses, stuff like that. He's trying to tell him that he wants the witnesses there also. And, Jonathan Gonzalez, ever since my public attorney's been asking him for all the information that he wants for the court, showing up for court and all that. He keeps saying that, I'll give it right over. I'll give it right over. But he hasn't gave nothing up yet. So this is in every court my public attorney's been telling them, and this is on September again, September 15th, and still the same thing. My public attorney saying they're not giving up nothing, and he wants the witnesses there. Then finally, this last month in October 14th, they finally got all these didn't have no prosecutor on it, no prosecutors on these. I hear you, another camera. I hear you. Because I never resisted arrest at all, and I never did. And that's what they're charging me with. They're saying that all these have no prosecutors on them, if you can see, no prosecutor there. No prosecutor there. And these guys all work together in the San Juan County, they're all buddies. I know this. Even Sarah Fields told me, the lady that, trespassed me, saying that Deputy D. Smith, one of the deputies that came over and arrested me, saying that they were best friends before this incident happened. And that's the reason why I went down because she was unprofessional over the phone, telling me that the First Amendment, the freedom of press is a joke. It's all in my head, and I've been watching too much TV. And she told me, that's when I told her, said, I've been having a word with Mr. Deputy D. Smith. the sheriff. And she says, "Oh, that's my friend. He's a good friend of mine." I said, "I'm gonna let him know how you're misbehaving and stuff like that." And she goes, "Oh yeah, go ahead and do whatever you have to do." And when she told me that, I decided to go down there and do a First Amendment. The first time I went down there, she was hiding in the back. So now finally they got a prosecutor by the name of Jade Alexa Reyes. And they still got Jonathan Gonzalez, but Deputy D. Smith was involved in the arrest himself. And this is when I go back to court is October 14th. So I thought I'd update you guys on that. I even asked for their body cams themselves, myself, and they never responded back to me or anything like that.
I think what messes them up is that policy that they think they can override the law too,
Yeah, this San Juan County never had any an auditor come to this town and they do First Amendment. This is the main reason I started auditing because of Mrs. Sarah E. Fields. She was very unprofessional over the phone, and she told me to go ahead and do whatever I had to do. So I decided to go down there and exercise my rights. And this gentleman here, oh yes, I talked to him. Good thing you brought that up. Another camera. I talked to him 2 months prior to this, and I told him that if the operators and dispatchers aren't following their policy procedures, I'm going to come down and do a First Amendment. And he said, he told me to give him some time that he's going to go and see what he can find out and, inform everybody that I'm going to start doing the First Amendment. And yeah, I tried calling him back maybe a month, then 2 months after he never responded back. And I found out that he didn't do nothing at all about what I told him. He never informed his sheriff's department at all that I was going to do a First Amendment. I was going to start doing a First Amendment audit and stuff like that. When I was down there doing one of my first audits, I told the sheriffs that all came out. I said that Deputy Smith informed you guys about what I was going to come down and do this, and they all told me no. They didn't know that I was going to do the First Amendment audit. But this one here, this was supposed to be my first, public attorney, but he said it was conflict of interest because he's a chairman. I think he's a commissioner of county commissioner, John Beck, and he said that I brought up his name in my audit videos, and that's the reason why he can't represent me. So I did a complaint to the disciplinary board, and this is what Mrs. Fields told the disciplinary board, and this is what the disciplinary board gave back to me about the complaint. Complaint against Sarah E. Fields. Dear Mr. Chi, the Office of Disciplinary Counsel has investigated your complaint against Sarah E. Fields. We have found insufficient evidence to support allegations that she has violated the rules of professional conduct. You are not a client of Mrs. Fields. Instead, you describe yourself as a First Amendment auditor, which Wikipedia described as follows. First Amendment audits are largely American social movement that usually involves photographing or filming from public spaces. And this often categorized by its practitioners, known as auditors, as activism and citizen journalism that tests constitutional rights, in particular the right to photograph and video record in public space. Auditors believe that the movement promotes transparency and open government. In this, guys, you conducted what you called a First Amendment audit of the Aztec Public Defender's Office, of which Mrs. Fields is managing attorney. You allege that Mrs. Fields failed to cooperate and that she called the sheriff's office, which resulted in your arrest and criminal misdemeanor charges against you. You seem to allege that Mrs. Fields should have allowed you full access. Never asked her for full access to the whole office. Access to the office and should not have called the law enforcement. Mrs. Fields responded that she attempted to help you to no avail, that she refused to allow you to video the office as confidential materials were in sight. and that you refused to leave after she asked you to. We have no evidence that she violated the rules of professional conduct. Thus, the disciplinary board will take no further action. If you do not understand the reasons for this dismissal, I wish to have a decision to dismiss the complaint reviewed by the chair of the disciplinary board. You may submit a written request to review to this office if the chair feels. So, that's I thought I'd just update you guys and what I've been what I've been going through, and it says they're not giving up. It's false. What Mrs. Fields is saying, that I was asking for full access to the whole public defender's office, and I never did. It's her job to keep the confidential paper out of the public view. I know that. So yeah, so I thought I'd just inform you guys and stuff like that, and let you guys know what's going on. And I tried to talk to the sheriff, Shane Ferrari, and probably.
Talking about 3 counties too. There's 3 counties in Tyler.
Yeah, I went to the district attorneys. I went to the district attorneys and I gave him all the information, the case laws, and let him know what was going on. And I explained to him, but it seems like, well, it doesn't seem like they're gonna. That town is a Republican town. They're pretty much
Teamwork.
their teamwork, and there's a bunch of Trump
Authoritarian.
They're like a lot of, they believe in what Trump does and stuff like that. They're Republicans, and so, not that I'm saying anything bad about Trump, but that's how they operate there in San Juan County. It's like, yeah. I talked to Shane Ferrari, and he didn't want to sit down and have counsel with me. And what he told me is, right straight up after I told him that I wanted to speak with him, me and him sit down and have a conversation about what's going on. He just told me that he would do it after the court proceeding, and then we can talk from there. And right away, he told me that I'm going to be charged with criminal trespass and resisting arrest. It's like he knows that I'm going to be. He already knows that I'm going to be. That's why I think they finally got a prosecutor on this, on my next court date. Like I said, her name is Jade Alexa Reyes. Out of all these courts I've been going through, they finally got a prosecutor. So, but they, appreciate you guys coming in and oh yeah, I turned a complaint, telling them what happened. A complaint against both officers that were there and that arrested me. But I haven't gotten a letter back from the sheriff's office. That's exactly what I told them at the end of my complaint, was that their qualified immunity is gone. They don't have qualified immunity here in New Mexico no more. So that's I have got that response back from the complaints I filled out and gave to the sheriff's department. These officers that work in Farmington, the San Juan County, they literally like to have the blue line up on their flags and stuff like that, and especially they don't like it, especially when the Native Americans, they think that the Native American doesn't have what I think is they don't think I have a right to do a First Amendment audit in the way I believe and understand, because that town is a little discriminative. It's just they discriminate, because it's next to a Navajo reservation, and I get dirty looks every now and then when I'm walking in the park or something like that. So it's kind of Okay, I'll look into that, Jimmy Russell. Good info. Good info. So what have you been up to? Another camera? It's good to see you here, brother. Every now and then we'll hit some golf balls out here, on the yeah. Good info, Jimmy Russell. Good info. Like I said, Oh, just keep me informed of the camera, and just do you have my email that you got? And because I'm willing to help you out on the money situation too myself. Get you a room to stay and stuff like that. Help you out with your gas money to get up here. I do anything just for somebody else to help me in San Juan County. It's kind of hard for like myself, especially when they're trespassing me, and a lot of rudeness in these government workers in San Juan County. This is exactly, Jimmy Russell. Exactly. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in and giving me some info. Oh, I was in the public defender's office. I was in the public defender's office. They were telling me to leave, and I told them, I had a right to film, do a First Amendment audit there. It was my right, and that's when Mrs. Fields got her feelings hurt, and she called the police, and they became feelings officer. They told me a couple times to leave, and I didn't leave, but then I decided to go out, and I walked out, and I was going to the magistrate court building. Then I seen them conversating, and I came back, and when I was coming back, that's when Deputy D. Smith, the first officer that showed up on scene, he told Jonathan, the second officer, the second deputy, Jonathan Gonzalez, to grab me and go ahead and arrest me. And what he did is, when I was still videotaping, he grabbed at me. My video camera went flying. That's when I ended up on the ground, and they charged me with criminal trespass and resisting arrest. It was actually in the public parking lot of the public defender's office. Now then, that's what I was telling my public attorney, that I want all the witnesses there. If they want a jury trial, if they want to take it seriously, I want the jury to understand my side of the story. Why I was down there. I just didn't go down there just to go down there and just video them for no. I was down there exercising my First Amendment, and because Mrs. Fields, the way she hung up the phone on me when that accident happened, and she very unprofessional, very bad attitude. Okay, good information, Jimmy Russell. Thank you for all the info that you're giving me. I appreciate it. Stuff like that. You're right, Jimmy Russell. We're born with natural rights. That's what when I got trespassed from the magistrate court. That's one of the videos. San Joaquin. Okay, I understand, Jimmy Russell. I got trespassed from the New Mexico magistrate court building for trying to get information, and about my court situation, and that's when I was trespassed from that public property of San Juan County also, and But I told their superior that I have it all on video. I did nothing wrong. I was well into the public area, gathering public information for public interest. And that's when their superior looked into it. Then he found out that I did nothing wrong at all. I had a right to be in there, and he went and uplifted that trespass. And I gotta give credit to that supervisor. I forgot his name. Yeah, so there's Ojo Encino, where you see those that small gray white hill over there. There's another community behind that hill called Ojo Encino. And from there, Encino, there's a road that goes all the way into Cuba, New Mexico, also. But I'm gonna just stand my ground and let them know that I was just there under the First Amendment, exercising my right because Sarah E. Fields, is very unprofessional, has bad attitude, and she's the supervising manager of the public defender's office, and that's a lot of these supervisors got the same attitude as Sarah E. Fields, and every time I tell them that I'm going to come down there and do an audit, they say they're going to call the sheriff's department. Then when I call the sheriff's department, well, I can see what I can do and ask on the reservation. I never really thought of that. I was just thinking more or less, the just the attorneys up on the like on town and stuff like that. I never really thought of that, Russell. Exactly, another camera. Exactly. So yeah, I thought I'd just give you guys an update and go live and show you guys where I really reside from. Thank you, Eric Williams. I appreciate it. That's what the support that you guys, it really helps out a lot. It really does. Yeah, another camera. I appreciate you coming into the live too. And we could really use your help up here in San Juan County. It's just terrible. Thanks for all the info, guys. I'm gonna look into Jimmy Russell gave me some info and stuff like that. Maybe I can look into an attorney, give me some legal advice, at least, about my situation over in San Juan County. Yeah, another camera, just just keep me informed. I hope you got my email. If not, I'll give it to you again, and I want to help you on your trip up here, and get you a place to stay, a couple nights or something, whatever I can do to help, so all right, guys, I better just I'm gonna end it here and get something to eat. I'm gonna head back into San Juan County here to see. I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, we're in McKinley County. We're in McKinley County right now, so this is where I think we're a little bit. I'd say maybe 5 miles closer to Albuquerque than we are Farmington. But I'd say we're smack in the middle. Even Gallup, Grants will be another next closest town to go and get items that you would need for back here on the reservation. So yeah, we got probably we got 3 counties, but we got problem with just one, so we got 3 of them. So that makes it hard for us out here on in these communities out here. like I said, that county commissioner, Beckham, I think it was his name, they're not very helpful to help the the Navajos out here in this county. He'd rather just, they're trying to get a highway built all the way through from Farmington all the way to the community here, Pueblo Pintado, but it goes through the county commissioners, and that's the way. And it depends on the people out here, and the people are not really informed on how to get together at these meetings, and vote for these situations, like how to get the road highway built all the way to these communities out here that need highways, because once it rains and stuff like that, it is terrible. People have a hard time going through the mud, and just even here, as you can see, once it gets the rain hits all this is like clay. It turns into clay, that sticky stuff. You can probably make a pottery out of all this mud here. Right, Jimmy Russell. Yeah, you know, yeah. That's what I told my. I'm gonna see if I can get some more legal advice and stuff like that. And maybe, like you said, talk to the attorney here on the reservation. I'm gonna look that up, and maybe he can give me some advice on my situation and stuff like that. And you too, another camera. You're doing good work there yourself and stuff like that. And I'm glad there's another auditor that popped up in New Mexico. And that really helps us, the auditors here that are local and stuff like that. I appreciate you doing your auditing down there and down towards Socorro and stuff like that. And I didn't know that about Giantel San. Horizon City News, if you've ever heard of him, I informed him about you, and he's wanting to know if you can give him a heads up. I don't know if you know Horizon City News, another camera. I hear you, Jimmy Russell. All right, the headquarters. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. And I appreciate you guys' support and stuff like that. And I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna head back into Farmington here, back into San Juan County. All right, guys. You guys take care. Appreciate it.